emphasize educating and uplifting students of color in different backgrounds on college campuses. That emphasis is going to be diminished, and the only kids that will suffer will be our kids. They were willing to hold up the advancement of the state of Wisconsin because they disagreed with DEI. What are white Republicans afraid of? Why are they afraid to face the fact that their grandmas and grandpapas were part of a system which purposely held black folks back and failed to give us the access that we deserve? Until these politicians stop ignoring these egregious acts of hate and racial incidents, America can never be great again.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time! It's time! It's Beta time!
You are watching a master at work.
Truth Nation, get ready for the greatest 60 minutes in radio, giving you his authentic and bold opinions, bringing you all the information, entertainment, and conversations you gotta hear. From local issues to trending topics and headline news, it is time for Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. The cousin sub thing fell. What up, Truth Nation? And the mic is broken. Boy, you leave for one day and stuff hits the fan. I am Kyle Wallace, the host of Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. You can watch and stream us live on YouTube, but also we're coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talking text line. You can call in, text in, so you can get your voice heard. But in addition to that, if you want to watch and stream us live, you can go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe as well. In addition to that, if you have the 1017 The Truth app, go ahead and open that thing up. And go ahead and stream us everywhere you go. I'm back, Truth Nation. Happy to be back. And boy, it was a heck of a weekend. Not gonna lie. Friday through Monday being off, that is quite the life, and I cannot lie and say I look forward to the day that I can retire because I feel somewhat refreshed. But I'm gonna tell y'all this now: I'm old because y'all know I had a wedding. Shout out to the Goodrums. Congratulations to the Goodrums. Had a wedding again as my fifth wedding out of 7 weddings that we have since May. End of May. What was it, Memorial Day? All the way to I go to Portugal at some point this month for a nice little wedding as well. So I'm gonna be all over the world, but boy, it was fun. It was 2 weeks ago. Last week I was at a black wedding, and then this Friday I was at last week I was at a white wedding. This Friday I was at a black wedding. Very different vibes. Very, very different vibes. Rhea, you ever been to a black wedding versus a white wedding?
Yes.
And what up, Rhea Riley, holding it down on the ones and the twos?
Hi, everybody.
Woo, I tell you, different vibes, the way clap with certain stuff. And when they say, we now announce to you Mr. and Mrs., whatever it is, it's very different. Very, very different.
Yeah.
I like the more upbeat after it's a celebration. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was cool. I had a great time. Shout out to everybody part of Truth Nation that listens and was at the wedding as well. It was fantastic. So good times. Good times over the weekend. I missed y'all, but I'm very, very happy to be back. And with that being said, the weekend is over, and y'all know what that means.
Truth Nation, we know you have a busy life and the weekend went by too fast. If you missed any of the headline stories, no worries. We got you covered on the top stories you may have missed. Tap in for the weekend recap on Truth to Power. Kyle, tell Truth Nation the biggest headlines they need to know.
Yes, Truth Nation. The biggest headlines you need to know here on Truth to Power. And the first one's going to start with the National Guard. And why I'm talking about the National Guard is because last week I had an opportunity. Last show y'all heard me, I had an opportunity to speak with Cavalier Johnson. Rhea, did you happen to hear what happened after the interview at all?
No.
So what happened after the interview, Truth Nation? Your boy is enjoying himself because Thursday, I was done for the weekend. I had to go out to the Market Cinema where I met Greg Marcus, and then I had to go get retwisted. And so I had stuff I had to do. And so I finally get home and open me up a nice little drink. And I'm on social media. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And then all of a sudden I'm on social media, and I see this video out of nowhere, and it says J.D. Vance responds to Mayor Cavalier Johnson on National Guard. I said, whoa. I said, wait a minute now. J.D. Vance was in La Crosse on Thursday. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson was with me. So, of course, I clicked the video because I'm like, well, what is this about? And shout out to WISN 12 for referencing the interview that I had where Mayor Cavalier Johnson responded saying he didn't want no troops here. And then J.D. Vance responded. So I'm sitting there enjoying myself saying, damn, look what I done started. Look what we did, Rhea.
Bruh.
What do you mean, bruh? I asked one question. We get it edited up for Truth Nation to hear, and all of a sudden it makes its way all the way out to La Crosse, to J.D. Vance. And now the conversation is about National Guard troops coming to Milwaukee. That was not the intended purpose. The intended purpose was to ask for his opinion, and somehow it got to J.D. Vance. And now over the weekend, everybody is talking about it. And for me, I kind of felt like when you look at, the tea leaves, we talk about the tea leaves, right, Rhea? We talk about black mayor, black city, and crime, right? Milwaukee checked all 3 boxes. So I said, well, that's important to see where the mayor stands on it. But now it's becoming a little nervous because now you have folks talking about it. And we're going to talk about the street takeover. But you have the Milwaukee Police Department's a police association president calling for the National Guard or to help the city. And so now I'm a little bit nervous because now the conversation is the National Guard, and then you had what happened over the weekend, and now you got the police association president calling for the National Guard, which to me is not a great thing. And so I guess we're going to have to keep our eyes on it because Chicago's going to be next. They're going to come to Chicago. Chicago had a violent weekend, very violent weekend. 57 folks shot, 8 people killed. Yeah, damn, yeah. So Chicago going to be next. But I just thought I'd share that the National Guard may be coming to Milwaukee, and it may be Rhea's fault. No, I'm just kidding. The next story is this. Y'all know I don't talk sports on this show very often. Rhea doesn't know much about sports, and Truth Nation doesn't care about sports. I'm actually very anti-sports on the Truth because I just don't feel like it. We not here to talk about. Yes, Rhea Riley.
Yeah, here we are.
What do you mean, yeah, here we are?
I said, yet here we are. We'll talk about sports.
Well, I'm talking about it right now. I mean, you've been doing this show. You've been producing this show for what, 4 months now? And so 4 or 5. And so with that, you can count on one hand how many times I actually bring up sports. I don't really bring up sports like that.
At least 6 times.
Okay, okay, 2 hands. I'm sorry. Okay. So I mean that's a once a month and 5 days a week. That's not a lot of times. But I was gone on Friday, and again, maybe this is toot my own horn day because I felt like the Packers would get this guy named Micah Parsons. He was traded to the Green Bay Packers, and I'm really excited because it's a blockbuster trade. So with the Packers season, the NFL season starting this week, NFL kicking off, I want to say, on Thursday night, and the Packers kicking off on Sunday afternoon at home against the Detroit Lions. I just wanted to make sure y'all understood how big of a deal that was for the Packers to get Micah Parsons. And Micah Parsons is a top 5 pass rusher in the NFL currently now, and he's one of only 2 players in NFL history in their first 4 seasons in the NFL to record 12 sacks or more each of those 4 seasons. It is Micah Parsons, and it's a guy that we all know of. His name is Reggie White. Those are the only 2 players in NFL history to have 12 or more sacks in their first 4 seasons in the NFL. So I just had to let y'all know my level of excitement for Micah Parsons and the Green Bay Packers. That's all. That is all. Deion Sanders' children being in the NFL. What Brian from Milwaukee want to talk about? What? Deion. His kids, well, one of his kids got cut and the other one's a 3rd-string quarterback. But I love Deion Sanders and his kids. You know Deion Sanders has a porta potty on the sideline?
The old man does?
Yeah, the old man. Carucci date the old man.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. Shout out to Deion Sanders. I'm glad he beat, I think he had bladder cancer. But he got a 37-year-old woman in Carucci who obviously got to help him take his bag out or whatever it is he got for him having to use the bathroom now. Is it about love or money?
I don't know at that point. I don't get it.
Rhea, could you imagine 5 years from now you helping a man who bladder got some issues?
Unless it's my father, no. Or I'm getting paid.
Well, she getting paid. She getting paid, Rhea. More than one way. So the next story, headline story, again, you can watch and stream us live on YouTube. And Truth Nation, we're going to get to it, but my last thing, I haven't talked to Rhea. Literally, this is the first time I talked to Rhea today. Rhea, did you happen to go down a rabbit hole this past weekend like I was?
On what topic?
Where's Waldo? Where's Trump?
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
So I was initially told Friday night about this Trump thing, right? My lady is very anti-Trump, very anti-Trump. Maybe it was Thursday night or Friday night. I think it was Friday night. Very anti-Trump. When I say she's anti-Trump, she hates Donald Trump. She can't stand Donald Trump. I mean, but there was this thing that Trump is dead. It was trending. She said, "Oh my gosh, baby, look, my sister just texted me that Trump is they can't find Trump. Trump is dead." I said, "Whoa, a little bit too much excitement in y'all voices with this." Now, I'm anti-Trump, but I ain't trying to kill the man off. And I'm just kidding. She wasn't excited for him being dead, but it was trending, right? And I saw the people on Twitter talking about, and so at first I said, "Hey, y'all tripping? Ain't nothing here. This is nothing." But then I started looking, Rhea. And I started to realize that, dang, I'm getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And Trump ain't dead. He's alive.
Do you know that for a fact?
Trump is alive. But
you know for a fact?
He's going to be speaking here up in about less than an hour. He's alive. But he was very silent this weekend. It was Labor Day weekend. Trump hasn't made a public appearance in a week. Last Wednesday, I think, was his last public appearance, or last Tuesday was. Donald Trump loves attention. He was quiet. He barely tweeted stuff out. They don't think he was tweeting. And then they claim he went golfing. This is when I really got into it, Rhea. Is they said, "Oh, Donald Trump's going golfing on Saturday." So, they showed a photo of him looking old and decrepit, walking out, going golfing. And this is where I got curious. It's because they posted a photo on social media, and the photo just said, "Excited to be able to have golf with former NFL coach John Gruden." And so they posted that, him sitting in the car, and John Gruden, who's a former NFL coach. I said, okay, cool. Here's the problem. The photo was from 2 weeks ago. What? No, why would you post a photo 2 weeks ago when he was golfing on Saturday? So I'm just like, what is going on? And so I kept digging a little bit deeper, and it just seems to me like they're hiding something with Donald Trump. I don't know if he's sick. He got the issue with his hand. His ankles is swollen. He could barely walk. I just, the man is alive, but I'm very, very curious what is going on. And so today he will have a press conference today. And with the press conference today, he's making a major announcement, so they say. He's been quiet. Everybody been talking about he dead. He ain't said nothing. Said some tweets went out, but no Trump. But the announcement today is supposed to be, I believe, the headquarters for the space, not Space Force. The space headquarters for the United States is moving from Colorado Springs, Colorado to Huntsville, Alabama. But I really don't care about the announcement. I want to see what Trump looked like. I want to see how he talks. I want to see how he walks. I want to see what his appearance looks like. Because let me tell y'all, if it was Joe Biden, sleepy Joe Biden, who disappeared for multiple days, everybody be up in the uproar. We ain't seen Sleepy Joe. Where's Sleepy Joe? So I want to find out today whether or not I wasted my time going down these rabbit holes or whether or not Trump is slowly breaking down. So that would be very, very interesting. But again, that has been your weekend recap here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Make sure, again, y'all watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Now, when we come back, I had some fun in this segment. But when we come back, I don't want to come off as negative. That's not my goal, to ever come off as negative. But with the street takeover and the conversations that have been taking place, I think we need to bring it to the community to talk about this, because I'm going to share my thoughts, and they're going to be raw, authentic, and some of y'all may disagree with it, but it's my thoughts, and I think we need to have a conversation about these street takeovers and all the outrage and the pushback and the fallout that has come from it. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. In 3 minutes, we're going to have a conversation about what everybody's been talking about, the videos, the danger, the concern, the National Guard coming. We're going to talk about whether or not this is real, this is fake. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. Keep it locked in 3 minutes. We got to have a community conversation.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Your expression on your face, that's got to me. And the man wasn't lying.
What you mean the expression on my face? How can you see my face? You listening to me on the radio, man.
No, I'm watching you on YouTube, too.
Oh, all right, then. You're an old man, and you know about YouTube. How old are you, Adam? You about 85.
83.
I'll be dipped. How blessed are we to have you.
Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because their home policies help protect your dreams and come with a peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote from an agent at amfam.com. Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned as operating companies. American Family Life Insurance Company. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Did you forget the first day of school is this week and little Nancy still needs her name embroidered on her backpack? Or the company shirts are due now, not next week? Maybe the boss just declared Steve's retirement party is today and the shirts are mandatory? Whatever the rush. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more in Mequon has got you covered. With fast turnarounds, no minimums, eco-friendly printing, and high-quality custom apparel, Big Frog brings your custom ideas to life fast. Stop by Big Frog in Mequon or visit bigfrog.com/Mequon. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, where your ideas leap to life.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design.
Great impressions.
Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Ride the wave to clean with Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for a winning shine. Become a monthly member and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 a day. Skip the wait in the fast lane and take advantage of unbeatable perks like free vacuums and tire air with every visit. They have convenient locations all across the city: Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, Mount Pleasant, and New Berlin, all across Milwaukee County and some in Waukesha as well. So fresh, clean, and shiny is always close by. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at tsunamiexpress.com. It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I am your host, Kyle Wallace. Again, you can always watch and stream us live by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube and go ahead and clicking Truth to Power and then subscribing and clicking the thumbs up button. You can call and text in at 833-212-1017. Now, Truth Nation, over the weekend, social media went ablaze again, and news outlets were covering what happened with the quote-unquote street takeovers. Now, these street takeovers are groups of folks, whether they're young adults or teenagers, who are basically taking over streets, multiple streets in Milwaukee, and blocking intersections, spinning cars in a circle, and just causing a ruckus. That's basically what it is, interrupting traffic. And the conversation about this has been a heated debate, and I'm trying to understand exactly what the solution is. So go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube as TMJ4 has an update over what happened over the holiday weekend with the street takeovers.
Good evening. This is video from 17th and Walnut. Over the weekend, one of the many intersections that saw a street takeover like the one you're seeing on your screen now.
Surprised nobody got killed.
Our Jenna Ray talked to neighbors who heard it and people who were there to see it.
Tires screeching, fire blazing, all of it in front of an audience.
You know, it never, I see it on social media all the time, but no, never in real life.
Tyler Schilt, who was visiting Milwaukee this weekend, got a front row seat to one of the many street takeovers.
I went out there, and they out there throwing fireworks, and a bunch of cars are starting to pile up and everything. And so I go to get my phone, I'm like, oh, they about to start wilding out. Go to get my phone, by the time I'm back out there, they had a ring of fire going on. They doing donuts around the ring of fire. More and more kids are just coming out. It was crazy.
Video Tyler took shows the chaos unfolding in real time. He says it only lasted a few minutes until police broke it up. I showed neighbors who were wondering what happened.
What's your reaction to knowing that that's what happened?
I just can't believe it. I did hear noise, but like I said, I didn't get up, and I'm really stunned by all that.
Kind of shocking. I don't normally encounter things like that.
You can still see the aftermath of the Labor Day weekend street takeovers at intersections across the city. Take a look here. This is 17th and Walnut, where you can still see tire marks burned into the concrete.
Milwaukee Police's records show Saturday night into Sunday morning, officers were called to more than a dozen street takeovers. MPD arrested 3 people, cited 4, and towed 6 cars involved in takeovers. Wistock cameras captured another takeover on 6th and Clybourne downtown.
It is coming more and more common, so I think it's something that needs to be addressed right away.
It has to be done. These kids, they're out of control.
This year, city and state leaders have proposed taking action against these takeovers. Legislators want to tow cars involved in them, while city aldermen want to see those watching ticketed. In Milwaukee, Jenna Ray, TMJ4 News.
Now listen, I am with y'all when it comes to not having street takeovers, because it negatively impacts traffic, and it's a massive uncontrolled gathering that you just don't want, right? There's safety issues. So we definitely have to clean that up. 100% have to clean that up. But for me, when I look at some of the responses that we have gotten, right? Some of the outrage we have gotten, how many people are upset? The Milwaukee Police Association president even going as far as saying he would accept help from the National Guard in order to help assist with this type of stuff, right? To me, that's absolutely ridiculous for us to take that big of a leap and that big of a jump for a damn street takeover. Now, while all the headlines were focused on the street takeover, right? And again, I repeat, the street takeover is irresponsible. That's what that is. That's a problem. It needs to be solved. But again, while all the headlines were talking about street takeovers, did we hear anything about teenagers being shot this weekend, Rhea? No, we didn't, right? Did we hear anything about a rise in crime in the city of Milwaukee over a holiday weekend, which typically over holiday weekends, more people are out, more people are doing things, and all of a sudden we see more crime? We're not talking about it was a bloody Labor Day weekend here in the city of Milwaukee, where the weather was good and the people were out and about. So while some people was out here crying about cars and people in the street and cars doing donuts, and yes, the fire was reckless. That was reckless. And I don't condone that. We should be happy that the young folks are still alive and they found an alternative to shooting, killing, and reckless driving in the city of Milwaukee. See, for me, the real outrage needs to be placed on the fact that back in June, the city of Milwaukee was having things so bad where we had a real-life shootout. A real-life shootout over there off of 82nd and Brown Deer Road where 110 bullet casings were found fired from 11 different guns, and the casings clustered in 3 separate areas of a parking lot at a strip mall. According to court filings, they described it as a Wild West shootout. Those shots were fired over a course of 20 seconds, 110 shell casings over 20 seconds. And a 17-year-old was found with a damn machine gun. 2 teenagers were killed, and many other teenagers were arrested. So that is the alternative to young adults being in the street. And yes, again, I am not saying that this is okay, what they're doing. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is for us to be publicly outraged for some mess that a lot of us participated in growing up anyways, being in the street in cars is crazy. And let me again reiterate, the street takeovers are a crazy bad idea. They're disruptive. And they need to be dispersed. But for us to talk about this is the final straw, that we need to bring in the National Guard, for us to be up in arms and mad about this, okay, be upset, be disappointed, but damn, didn't nobody die? We should be rejoicing. We had a safe weekend. You got places in Chicago where 50-plus people were shot, 8 people were killed, and we ain't Chicago. But the fact that we ain't talking about deaths here in Milwaukee from young folks dying, that's a good thing, Truth Nation. That is a good thing. And what we have to understand is that even in the video that you saw, the dude, the young man who was in the video, who shot the video, said the police, it's only happened for a couple minutes, and the police came, they dispersed. That's what's supposed to happen. When people gather and the police come, they disperse. That is a positive thing. 833-212-1017. Do you believe the street takeover is a big deal here in Milwaukee? Do you think the police need the help of the National Guard to stop the dang street takeover? Because what I don't like is us acting like this is a new phenomenon. Because it's not. It's not. And you saw there from the coverage, they towed 6 vehicles. They issued 26 citations related to the takeover. The police were doing their jobs. The police did their jobs in stopping this. And again, I do not condone this behavior, but I don't think it goes to the level that we need to have the National Guard. The police gave citations, the police dispersed people, and the police did what they were supposed to do. Now, do we need more police? Absolutely. Absolutely. But the Milwaukee police chief said they were working on a plan to try to curb some of this from happening. This weekend alone, it was 15 different locations. But again, we ain't hearing about somebody dying. We ain't hearing about somebody getting shot. We ain't hearing about car crash. We ain't hearing about none of that. And again, I will repeat this. I do not condone this happening. But this is nothing new. It's not. This is just irresponsible behavior that you see from a lot of young folks. That's what it is. So again, I get it. Be upset. Be like, dang, look at these kids doing something stupid. But let's not act like this is something new. Let's not act like this is the new thing to put a negative light on the city of Milwaukee, especially when we have the Vice President of the United States talking about the National Guard. We don't need to encourage that for something that our police force should be able to handle, and what you saw over the weekend, they did handle. The lady in the video from TMJ4 even said, I didn't even know they was doing that. I heard a little noise. I know people who live downtown here in Milwaukee, close to Milwaukee Tools in that area in downtown around Clybourne where they were doing it. He said, I slept right through it. So again, I am not condoning the actions of these young folks, but what I'm saying is let's not overreact react. 833-212-1017. Security Mike here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. What are your thoughts here on this conversation about street takeovers?
Hey, how you doing, Kyle? Hey, on the way to work today at the gas station, we talked to some fellas. It's like, hey, didn't hear nothing about no homicides over this holiday weekend.
Exactly.
But now you get something like this. But I'm saying, well, they used to do this way back in the day. I grew up out there in North Ridge Lake. I think it was Highway 100, County Line Road or something. They used to do that kind of clowning.
Yep.
Nothing serious. But they need to have designated areas for this type of stuff. But, hey, them National Guards are coming now. They're coming now, and we don't need that.
We do not need that, Security Mike. I'm right there with you. Thank you so much. And so, like Security Mike saying, this ain't nothing new. Where I grew up at in Milwaukee, they used to drag race, which to me is a lot more dangerous. They used to drag race over there on where the road Fond du Lac turns into the freeway. They used to drag race back down that street. That's more unsafe to me than this. Again, 833-212-1017. We're talking about the street takeovers. What is your reaction to the street takeovers? Are you concerned for public safety when you see these street takeovers? Al in Sherman Park, what are your thoughts on this conversation?
Hey, Kyle, I think you know what I'm going to say. Yes, it is reckless driving to be shutting down the intersections and the public roadways, to be spinning around in circles, shooting off fireworks, setting fires in the middle of the street. It's only a matter of time till a young minor gets hurt by someone who can't control their car, and seeing that it happened in 15 spots lets me know that the kids are out of control, and they know there aren't enough police officers to stop all of their behavior. So maybe we do need some reinforcements, maybe start with the sheriff's department, and then if we can't control it with police, sheriffs, then bring the National Guard. But we got to crack down on it quick. Back in the day when they did have the cruising up and down the streets, we cracked down on that. So to say we don't need to crack down to it because the youth didn't get hurt, it's still reckless behavior.
Well, I didn't say we don't need to crack down on it. I said we definitely need to crack down on it. I just don't think we need to be up in arms and mad about, like, we should be disappointed, but the police did their job. For me, the police, they dispersed. Like, they dispersed them, right? And I feel like this was like a flash mob type thing based off Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman talking about we got to check social media for stuff. But I'm with you, Al. Go ahead and go with the Sheriff's Department before we talking about the National Guard. Again, 833-212-1017. We're talking about the street takeovers which happened in the city of Milwaukee over the weekend. Is this something that you are fearful for? Do you believe that the police need more assistance? Do you think this is a big deal? I want to hear from you. 833-212-1017. That is the talk and text line. White Widow, I see you. We'll get to you on the other side, but we'll take your calls. We'll take your texts. Make sure you watch and stream us live on YouTube so you don't miss any of Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. But before we go to break, always remember the perfect game day starts in Titletown at the American Family Insurance House. The Packers season is coming back on Sunday. And before each home game, grab exclusive Packers giveaways, listen to live music, and hang out with other fans. Plus, you can try your hand at setting the high score in the Protect the End Zone game that puts the football skills to test. Yep, it will put your skills to test. So make your next trip to Lambeau unforgettable only at the American Family Insurance House in Titletown. And if you're looking for homeowners insurance or car insurance, go to amfam.com today to find a local agent near you or to get an instant quote online. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation talking about the street takeovers. Am I far off? Am I being too soft on these kids? That because maybe that's what it is. Because I had somebody tell me that I don't believe in accountability, which I think was extremely false. But I don't see this as a big deal. But I want to hear from y'all, Truth Nation. Again, this is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace. We'll take your calls. We'll take your texts next. Street takeovers. Is it a big deal here in Milwaukee?
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
High school, the most formative years of your son's life. At Marquette University High School, our Jesuit education will shape your son's identity, mind, heart, and soul. Our graduates are more likely to excel in college, earn an advanced degree, and learn defining personal values. The result of our transformational education? Transformed lives. Learn more at muhs.edu.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 101.7 The Truth.
What was the life change? You know, we all know it happened and we know things happen and you have bad kidneys, but what was the life change afterwards?
A couple things. Before they even allow you to get on the list, they make you go through a battery of tests. And, you know, a lot of people don't qualify because they're overweight or they have high blood pressure or high cholesterol. So all those things are requirements before you can even get approved to be on the list. So I had...
Wait, you got to be approved to be on the list?
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's interesting. There's a professional athlete or former professional athlete I know right now that has kidney disease and he's on dialysis and he wants to get on the list and he's not accepting all the things you have to do, you know, to get on the list. But yeah, so for me, I spent 30 years in the automobile industry. You know, that's 12, 14-hour days, eating whatever somebody brings you to eat, whatever you run out and grab, McDonald's, whatever. It was never salads and, you know.
Yeah, but that was a choice, right?
It was a choice. Yeah. But I had to change all of that to even qualify to be on the list. I had to get down to the weight I had to be at. I had to get my phosphorus under control, my potassium under control.
Wait a minute, even though somebody said they would give you a kidney,
absolutely,
you had to still make yourself eligible?
Absolutely.
Nah, that's okay.
When I mentioned the athlete, his relative actually died, and they wanted to take his organs, and they couldn't because he wasn't qualified. He wasn't on the list. Wow. Yeah, you have to be.
So there are over 100,000 people on that waiting list. So they are very serious.
And how many donors do we have?
And that's the problem. We don't have nearly enough donors.
Wow.
And that's why it's such a critical need. But they are serious about who they're giving that gift of life to because there are so many people who are literally dying waiting for it.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. A tough one for the Brewers on Monday afternoon. They fall to the Phillies by a final score of 10-8. The Brewers tying the game in the 8th inning, but Abner Uribe surrendering 2 runs in the 9th, and the Brewers go on to lose Game 1 of their 3-game series. They enter today with a 5.5-game lead in the National League Central Division. Off day today, the Brewers will pick things back up on Wednesday evening. And lastly, we'll head over to the NFL, where the Green Bay Packers are prepping officially for Week 1 of the NFL season. Head coach Matt LaFleur talking about his newest Packer, Micah Parsons.
I mean, he can wreck a game in a hurry. And I just know going against him and having a game plan, you just got to be very, very careful who you're putting on him and just what type of protections you're doing.
The Packers will resume practice this week. Limited participation for Micah Parsons in his first practice as a Packer on Monday. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting our hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It is Truth to Power on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. I'm your host, Kyle Wallace of Truth to Power. We're coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. You can watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. That's 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. Give us a like, give us a subscribe as well. 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talking text line. And we're having a conversation talking about the street takeovers that happened this weekend. And again, I will reiterate, I do not condone the street takeovers. But the outrage, the pushback, the upsetness, the call for the National Guard over the street takeovers, I think is a tad much in a response to this. A tad much. Because the way that I see it is kids or young folks being young folks. That's just what it is. And to act like I shouldn't say most of us because I can't speak for y'all. To act like some of us did not participate in something like this before would be crazy. I have talked about how I participated in what we call traffic, the city called cruising. We was going up and down Fond du Lac, going up and down Capitol, just driving up and down, going at the time it was Midtown parking lot, just driving, right? Just driving, doing stupid stuff that kids do, that you make mistakes doing stuff like that. But the thing is that I wasn't a bad kid. My friends weren't bad kids, and most of the people out there weren't bad kids. There are people who are out there what they call cruising back in the 2007, 2006, 2008, 2009 time, who have gone on to become great professionals. So to sit here and act like all these folks is crazy, no, people do stupid stuff. They make poor decisions. And so, again, I don't condone the street takeovers, but I'm saying let's chill a little bit. Let's take the fire a notch down and let's praise the fact that there were no murders that we talked about. I ask you right now, Truth Nation, go ahead and Google. I want y'all to Google this. Go to Google and type in violence in the city of Milwaukee, Labor Day weekend 2025. Tell me what you see. Rhea, I want you to do it. Violence, Labor Day weekend in Milwaukee, 2025, and tell me what comes up. What is the first story that comes up when we ask for violence? Or you can even say murders, or you can even say killings. You can use whatever word that you want to use, and let me know what is the thing that comes up about what happened in 2025, not 2023, not 2022, not 2024, but what comes up in a Google search? Rhea, what comes up in a Google search?
Crackdowns on takeover, street takeovers.
Oh, wow. So we ask for violence and killings, and we get crackdowns on street takeovers. So listen, again, I'll take a crackdown on street takeover where police need to do their job versus somebody getting killed in the city of Milwaukee, versus 110 shell casings in 20 seconds in the city of Milwaukee, versus a drive-by shooting downtown in the city of Milwaukee. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying, Truth Nation. 833-212-1017. White Widow, what's happening? You're on Truth to Power. Great to hear from you.
Hey, great to hear from you, too. Listen, Security Mike was right. Highway 100 now, you can't make U-turns a certain time of day for miles because people are cruising and boom, boom, boom. This need for speed has been around for a long time. Sherman Boulevard, a friend of mine, her name was Tuffy. Well, she wasn't too tough when she went through the windshield, so it's not the first time that this stuff has come up. 13, this is too brazen. This could deter an emergency vehicle, an ambulance, or worse, my vehicle. These are my streets. No. This is too well organized and too massive for us not to address and see the problem with it. What did they do at Highway 100? They got Union Grove. What they need to do, did you see the crowds? I thought it was, I loved it. I loved watching it if it was in a controlled area. I loved it. I loved watching races and stuff. But the fact of the matter is they had a big crowd.
Well, they weren't racing.
Get these kids.
They weren't racing.
Huh?
They weren't racing. They were spinning circles.
No, but I loved racing.
Oh,
but
yes,
I'm saying get these kids the same form they got in 40 years ago, Union Grove, Park and Rec, instead of spending money on beer gardens. Get someone smart enough to make money, because look at the numbers there. Get it controlled, pay admission, and give these kids a release. But no, you ain't taking over my streets. So an ambulance going to my grandma's house don't get there. Nah, that ain't happening. So thank you very much.
All right, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, White Widow.
Bye-bye.
I appreciate your thoughts and your comments. Again, 833-212-1017. What are your thoughts here on the street takeovers that were all in the news? All news stories. When Rhea Googled that, when she Googled looking for violence or murders, she found street takeovers. All the news stations covered it. I want to know how y'all feel to it. Ron on the south side, you need some clarification.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call, Kyle. Listen, back there, I don't know, not too long ago, they were saying that when the Puerto Rican Pride thing was going on, that was a street takeover and that was totally organized. But we don't have this right now. You don't have it organized. You have it where the kids are getting together in anybody's neighborhood and they're doing these spin-offs and all that stuff. You said that you don't see it as a big deal as far as the level of going to the National Guard, but you also said in the same tone that you should get some sheriffs out there to break this thing up. So it's confusing me that are you for it or are you for cracking down on it? Because you can't have your foot in one side and not the other.
No. Thank you for asking that, Ron. I am for cracking down on it because it's irresponsible. But I'm saying to go to the level of saying we need to have the National Guard, that is the issue that I have. Now, when we talk about it, the Milwaukee Police Department, the issue that they have is that they are understaffed. And with them being understaffed, that means they need support. And so if they can call and support a Milwaukee Sheriff's Office, because all it takes, y'all know how to disperse a crowd. This crowd was not there to sit there and cause, as somebody said, with the video I played before, they like to cause havoc and, they shot a gun up. No, that wasn't what this crowd was about. This crowd was just being young and being dumb. That's what this was. That's exactly what this was. But the sheriff department can come there and help them disperse the crowd because you write citation, disperse the crowd, and have everybody go about their day. That's what I'm looking for with this. Do I want street takeovers to happen? No, I don't want street takeovers to happen. I don't want them lighting fires in the street. I don't want people blocking traffic. That's disruptive. But what I'm saying is that we need to calm down and stop acting like we need to throw all these people in jail for doing something like this. Let's just simmer down. Let's calm down. Let's not call the National Guard for a dang street takeover. 833-212-1017. Al in Milwaukee, what are your thoughts on today's conversation?
Well, first of all, the National Guard, if they do come, it's because Cavalier Johnson and Jeffrey Norman, who got the pay raise, who don't want to be here, they don't know how to run their household when it comes to these streets. Let's keep it 100, okay? Also, he don't want to be here, but he said he earned that pay raise, okay? But when it comes to these streets, you're standing up there like you're scared and say, excuse me, we smell you, boo. We smell you. Now, just imagine if they took all them like little street things, they put it to reading a book and getting an education. Look how great things would be. Only thing they're gonna do is just keep doing it, and when they get reckless, then both of them going to have to give their control to the white man. Don't nobody want to run their house. And I think some of it, they letting it run on purpose. Because then when you clean it up, you can look like hero. You know how they say the one is always bad, but the person in the Bible is the villain? You know what I'm saying, Kyle? And then I know you said what happened over the weekend. My friend had a bullet come through his passenger window, went past his face and went out his driver window right on 28th and Walnut, and a woman over there got 3 bullets in her house.
Well. Did it happen because of street takeovers?
No, it's because they're ignorant, and I feel with the street takeovers, they need $5,000 tickets, and that's 22 insurance, and you got to blow on a blow too, even if you ain't a drunk.
Hey, I ain't mad at that. That's called doing policing. That's called doing your job.
But why do we keep like patting people on the hand like we don't want to hurt no feelings? Is it because they black? Because I know when the whites come down, they don't care nothing about black people feelings, but it seems like when it's time to enforce some authority, I don't know if we want to do it. But then when that racist white man take his position and he start locking all y'all up, don't be crying. You better talk to your mayor and your Jeffrey Norman because they're effing up his household and they're making both of them look weak. So when the National Guard come, don't cry, don't whine, because don't nobody want to run. They MFing bull sugar honey iced tea GD household. Y'all got these positions, y'all in there for a reason. You better show up and show out, or that white man gonna show out for you. And that's exactly what's gonna happen. Sodom and Gomorrah, right here in Milwaukee, right on the streets. Woo-hoo!
Let me tell you, Al is good because he said bull sugar honey iced tea. I flinched, and he said, "Gee, my goodness, he's good, very good." You were quick on that. You were ready, or you just know he ain't gonna slip up. You know, Al's been banned before. I've had to be part of banning Al. Behind the scenes, I was like, "Come on!" I done talked to Al off the phone, like Al. He said, "What did I do?" I said, "Al, you said do that. You were too graphic with it." He said, "Well, that ain't FCC." I said, But I love Al because Al always makes great points. But again, 833-212-1017 as we were having a conversation talking about the street takeovers. And again, I do think it's a problem, right? I don't think we should be doing it, but I don't feel like all the outrage that has followed really aligns with it. Maybe it's just me. I'm not as outraged at it. Maybe it's me because the youth, I don't know, maybe because I can empathize with them. But 833-212-1017. Miss Sandra in Milwaukee, what's happening? How you doing?
I am fine. How are you doing?
Doing great.
Yeah, I'm listening to you speak about the National Guards and the street takeover.
Rub you the wrong way, Miss Sandra.
Not really. I'm just saying, sometimes I just sit back and I think, because like I said, I grew up in this city, went to elementary, everything. I'm just all of a sudden, time, we get the administration we got in office now, the alt-right. It's always something with this city. And whenever you say crime, whenever you say street takeover, I'm thinking blackface. Because that's all they, usually everything ugly and that's bad, they put on black people. So now what he wants to do, he wants to bring his little, whatever, He-Man, to flex the muscles to kick black folks behind. Because I think it's a genocide. Because if they raise some guns and they shoot black folks, which white people won't be in it because our city in the middle is basically black people. I think we're in serious trouble that way with the National Guard. The thing is, too, I just wonder, do they pay people to do some of this garbage? Because time you get rid of one thing, here come another. And Donald Trump, when he ran the first time, said he was going to do the National Guards in Chicago and each city that he thought he needed to do it in, because, number one, if we vote Democrat, he don't like that either. So he wants to stay in office forever. So time come around, the vote's going to be eliminated. These people don't know what they're going for. Everything going to be eliminated, and it's going to be all a right-wing takeover.
Thank you.
So we will have a lot of things eliminated. Police won't be around. They don't have to even live in the city. But we get more tax dollars.
I appreciate you, Miss Sandra. We do have to go to break, but we got one last caller here. Henry in Milwaukee. You said we need more solutions versus finger pointing, huh?
Yeah, we do, man.
I'm with you.
You know, I think that you hit the nail on the head when you say that you ain't against them Army folks coming up in here doing whatever they're doing. But at the same time, we do need to stop these street takeovers and these swerving cars and all that carrying on. I think we need to get a reserve. If we can get a reserve for Mighty Joe Young, we should be able to get a reserve for these fast cars out here so they can go burn rubber all they want.
I appreciate you.
That's what I think the solution should be.
All right, Henry. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that in your perspective. Again, 833-212-1017. That's the Truth Talking text line. And when we come back on the other side, I want to share my final thoughts because, I mean, Miss Sandra talked about something, talking about the face, right? And I think she has a little bit of a point with that. But I also want us to understand that there is a role of Black and Hispanic folks being part of this that all of a sudden gets this type of response. We be more mad at our own people than we get mad at others. And I'll tell you exactly why I say that. But before we go to break,
one call, that's all.
One call, that's all is right. Now is your chance to be our one call, that's all Gruber 5K giveaway entry for the day. Yes, you can be entered to win $5,000 courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Be caller number 5 right now at 833-212-1017 for your chance to be entered to win $5,000 courtesy of 1017 The Truth and Gruber Law Offices. Again, that is caller number 5 at 833-212-1017 for your chance to be entered to win $5,000. Remember, if you or a loved one has ever been injured in an accident, contact Gruber Law Office today by visiting gruber-law.com. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com. And always remember, if you or a loved one is ever injured in an accident, don't mess around with the insurance companies. Call the law firm that is going to get the results that truly speak for themselves. With Gruber Law Offices, you never pay a single penny until they win your case. So visit them today at gruber-law.com. That's gruber-law.com. And always remember, it's one call, that's all with Gruber Law Offices. And dang, the phone lines done blew up. We'll wrap up the show on the other side.
You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. Catch Truth to Power every weekday from noon to 1 p.m.
Ride the wave to clean at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for a winning shine. Become a monthly member and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 per day. Plus, skip the wait in the fast lane and enjoy unbeatable amenities like free vacuums and tire air. Visit any of their convenient locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, Mount Pleasant, and New Berlin. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at tsunamiexpress.com.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. A lot of customers might have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home. But when you see the experience and professionalism, you can trust them with bringing your project to life. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. Watching them work from idea to installation gives you the ability to see firsthand the care taken to ensure the Pella experience is complete. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Order by the end of the month and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Serve restrictions apply. It's 9/30/2025.
You are listening to Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
One, two, three, ho!
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm Kyle Wallace, the host of Truth to Power, and we've been having a conversation talking about the street takeovers that has taken the media by storm and our community by storm, and we talked a lot about this. And for me, when I think about this, right, I think about every summer, and again, granted, this is an event, but we have the Harley Fest that comes during the summer. And I remember on Brady Street, they take over the streets, right? And again, it's a little bit different. It's not as reckless, but you have some weird, reckless, dangerous behavior that happens during that, and I don't hear the outrage. There was also the fact that there was a bar fight that happened in Oak Creek that involved 60 bikers last year, I believe it was. Or it might have been last year, but huge biker fight. And outrage was gone, right? There was a bigger biker fight that happened at some point last year as well in a different state. And I don't hear outrage in our community talking about we got to clean that up. All I'm saying is this, is that we get so mad at our kids that we can't just say, oh, this is a one-time thing. This is the first time that it happened to this level. It was a South Side problem for the most part where they had these street takeovers. And then Jose Perez and some other folks tried to crack down on that. And this is the first time that we've seen this many street takeovers happening in one area and in multiple areas across the city in one day. This seems like it was a coordinated thing on social media that the kids say they were doing. I'm just saying, don't overreact. Don't overreact. Let the police do what they're supposed to do. They get a lot of money from our budget to police the community. If this becomes a problem where we're consistently seeing it every single weekend, where they're starting fires, they're blocking off streets, they're lighting off fireworks, and we see this every single weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then it's a problem. But the fact that this is the first time that we've had this big conversation, because it was a big instance. It was a big instance of irresponsibility on behalf of those who participate in it. But let's not take one incident and all of a sudden turn it into something that it needs to be bigger. On YouTube, 1017 The Truth on YouTube, where you can always watch and stream us live, people have some suggestions about what we can do for this, but I just want y'all to know, like, we're talking about speed racing. This isn't... If the kids want to race, sure, y'all can open up something for young folks to want to race. But all I'm saying is I don't think this is a speed racing incident. I just think this is a one-off. And I know Rhea was a very good child, so you never participated in any of this nonsense growing up, did you, Rhea? Yeah, Rhea was a goody two-shoes. She didn't do nothing. Most Rhea did was talk back to her parents. She think that's being a deviant. Look at her smiling. Yeah, I got an attitude. Yeah, you went outside in these streets acting crazy. So that's all I'm saying, Truth Nation. Let's just be very careful when we condemn these kids. Definitely condemn them when they do something wrong, but let's not sit here and act like this is a huge issue. Now, if all of a sudden the next 3 weekends we have this exact same issue, then I can sit here and accept the fact that I was wrong. But at this point now, no National Guard, no public outrage. Just bring awareness to it and expect the police to do exactly what they did this weekend. They show up, they disperse the crowd, they arrest those that need to be arrested, they give out the citations like they did, and they tow vehicles if vehicles need to be towed. Point blank, period. That is the solution. This has been Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Shout out to y'all, Truth Nation, for chiming in, texting in, calling in as always. The Tory Lowe Show is up next from 1 to 4. Peace out. I will see y'all tomorrow, Truth Nation.
Need a way to